National service be brought back? Let's discuss it now. Jake Morrison, at 20 years old, is one of Britain's youngest counsellors. Bob Croxton, a former prisoner, now working with young people. Very good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
In a way, Jake, if I start with you, you're 20 years old, you're nearest of all of us here to the age group that would be affected. What's the problem with the idea?
Well, I didn't realise this until yesterday that actually the MP who's put it forward, Mr Hollobone, wanted to be up until 26. So actually I would still, if this went through next year, would have to take a year out of either being a counsellor or out of my studies, wanting to go to university to do national service. Now, my issue with it is we are criminals are being sentenced for community service for less than what we would be asking our young people to do for 12 months. We're moving them away from the city, away from their commitments, and we are tarnishing all young people with the same brush. And if we have this idea that after 12 months we're going to have all these rowdy young people, and in 12 months' time they're all going to want to participate in next year's Great British Bake Off, that's not going to be the process of those 12 months.
Can you see anything positive about it? Do you not think that something could be, you as a 20-year-old, 22-year-old could learn something from spending a year working, you know, I don't know, in the care sector or something? Can you see the advantage? Well,
when I was at school, I worked with young people with Asperger's, with autism. I worked with them for 2 years. That was my choice. It was because I was passionate about volunteering. It was because I was committed. And it was because I was empowered. We empowered our young people to participate in volunteering. When you force people to do something, you completely take away that element of compassion, which is exactly what you would expect from people who are caring for the elderly.
OK, I know that, Bob Croxton, you work with young people trying to get them back into employment. You've heard what he says. Do you think it is might be a good idea?
Yeah, well, I think we need to understand Jake's going home to his mum. You know, I've got 200 kids.
Is that true?
I'm going to college first, but yeah.
He's going home to his mum. I look after over 200 young people, right? And some days young people come in and they pain me how little they understand about life.
And is that because they're going home to their mums?
Yes, a lot of young people. See, I train for the motor industry. We've got a classic car restoration training program. We've got young people working on Ferraris, Alfa Romeos, Jaguars, and we try to make something a little bit different. And although they want to be mechanics, most of them come and they can't even use a plug. You know, and I look at them and we're trying to get them ready for the world of work and for life itself. So I see a course like this where they could be given so many life skills, some kind of structure in the life, and prepare them for the rest of their lives. School doesn't prepare them for the rest of their lives, it educates them. The parents try their best to prepare them for life. Now, for a classic example, Grand Theft Auto the other day, half my pupils didn't turn up because they were all at home playing Grand Theft Auto. What's that saying to us about a world of work?
Just on that issue, Jake, one of the dangers of this is that it plays into the idea this will sort out all the troublemakers. And in a way, I'm not sure that that's what this scheme is designed for. It's not designed to sort out people's problems. It's just a bit of experience.
Life skills.
When I got the call yesterday to do this, I had a little look into it. And from reading the quotes from Philip Hollobone, who put forward this bill, for me, he was describing MPs. They need to have compassion for elderly people. They need to have compassion for disabled people. You know, they need to treat people with respect. I think he was looking at his colleagues rather than young people, because the young people I work with have got respect for these people. Yesterday, I'm a governor of Cllr Sports College. We spent time with 16 young people creating an anti-bullying film because they want to do that, because they want to make a difference. They asked me to do that. I've empowered them by giving them some money.
Let me just put this, Bob. Lots of people sending in messages. This is from Jenny. She says, I'm absolutely outraged by this national service bill. The older generation, all you do is tarnish young people with the same brush. She says, I'm 19, I work full-time, I live on my own, I don't get any benefits whatsoever, I pay for everything, and I have no criminal record. So
if this is done properly, this is done properly. You've just played a bit of national service on the telly. That's rubbish. That's gone by. It's not going to happen like that. What I've been told is this is going to be more employment driven to cover across all sectors, right? Now, also, I'm hearing that if a young person is in a job and currently in work, then they don't have to do this. And I don't know if this is true or not. So if you've got people in work, well, that's fine. But we've got a group of young people that need direction in their lives. And providing that this is done with sympathy, empathy, compassion, and done properly, then this can work. It really, really can. I'm all about structure. I've been to prison a number of times. And prison gave me structure in life, it really did. I'm a product of the prison. I learnt my skills in prison, came out and become a better person. But I was put in a structure. Now, I'm not saying that all kids are bad kids, because they're not. but some young people do need guidance. I think Jake would agree with me there. Young people do need guidance.
I just want to, do you want to pick up on that one? Because if we are talking about people, and this is a real life experience you're talking about, somebody who says it would have worked for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you argue
we're
against
we're categorising all young people as they're going to be bad. No. That's my issue with this. We are forcing people to do something that means they're bad. So first of all, the only people who would be exempt from doing this at the moment would be anyone with a disability. So still, as that, even though I know where I'm going, I've got my plan, I would have to take a year out.
But do you not equate it more with being obliged to stay at school for longer?
Well,
I mean, if you think about it like that,
we have to prepare people for life. We have absolutely, the schools, secondary schools especially, have to prepare people for life, and they don't do that. And that's something that I'm taking up in Liverpool. We have to change that absolutely. The money that they're spending on this, they should spend on actually giving young people jobs by reducing youth unemployment from 1 million and spend the money doing that, and that'll give them the future.
And you're a councillor at 20?
At 20.
We have a lot of young people who are really peeved with how things go in society. They really are. I turn up at recruitment events on a regular basis. They've cast a net to catch 535 turns up. Our young people are becoming further and further removed from the employment market because they've had enough. And you've got a training centre like us that really care. We're very compassionate about what we do. We've got over 200 students. I've got 69 young people into full-time employment in the last 11 months. Why? Because I care and I push on it. Okay. And this is what I'm saying, this can work.
Okay, it's really interesting talking to you. I know lots of people are fascinated by this world, sending in some lots of messages. So thank you for your time, and thank you as well for all your messages too.